everybody, welcome to Datu's Corner. It is not FMA Talk Live, and this is not Ty Potting with me today. So today I'm joined by Dean Franco. I don't expect a lot of people to be watching this live because last week I said, hey, we're not doing a show. And I'm a man of my word. We're not doing an FMA Talk.
Right.
But we just did. PG Ty is out of town for work. And it's sometimes he can do things on the road, sometimes he can't. He left at 4 a.m. to fly out west. That's when he left the house. So weren't gonna try to put him out on there. Actually, he and I were communicating while he was still flying. So we're gonna do a review, and then we're gonna talk about a couple upcoming events. Mr. Dim Franco.
Filipino Dim Franco, yeah.
Dim Franco, or as the Westerners call him, Dean Franco. We are going to talk about some upcoming events and a project that he's working on.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. And let me get no comments have come up yet. So listen, if you are logging, this one is all over the place. I put this on. Let me see. I got it on my personal page. I've got it on two of the World Mountain Race Alliance. I got the group and the page. The two FMA Talk Lives, the World Mountain Race Alliance group, and both of my YouTube channels. So by all means, feel free to come in. And don't tell me that I'm logging in from Facebook. Tell me, hey, what part of the world you're at. I know I said, once again, I said we weren't going to do this, but this is a Datu's Corner. And this is review of the World Mountain Race Alliance Instructor Development Camp, and then talking about a couple special events coming up and Dean's thing. Okay, let me see. I got personal messages coming in off of here, so looks like ready for next year. Okay, well I gotta secure the dates. Anyways, let's get into it. So we did the World Mountain Race Alliance Instructor Development Camp. That is for people who are instructors or training to become instructors.
Okay.
So we do the 3-day primary, and then we usually have a pre-conference workout. We had, I think it was 14, a group of 14 this year. It's a little smaller than normal. Usually we have around 20 people. And what we do is we go through our written curriculum, and we'll go through modules. So we went over one of the things that we offer. We have multiple distribution centers, platforms to teach. Here it goes. Hello from Maryland. I have my popcorn and I am ready. So I'm not going to be. Here we go. Here's one of our regulars here. And Renee from Canada. Hi, Dean. Who is your quest tonight?
Quest.
Do you have a guest tonight? Do you have a show on tonight?
I had one. No, I had one this morning. It just happened. So Daniel Bernas, who's in the Philippines. So with the 12-hour difference, sometimes it's easier for me to do those in the morning. And matter of fact, I just posted the link in FMA discussion, the YouTube download. But generally speaking, I do them at night, with the exception though, if they are in the Philippines, sometimes doing them in the morning happens to work out better.
Yeah. So, and for everyone out there, this is not my major form of income. I'm not a social media guy. And then, hey, Danny Terrell says hello. Look at that from the PTK world.
Yeah, I mentioned him I made a post on like some names I was going to mention tonight of folks that I've done some stuff with and folks that coming down the line. So, and he's one of the ones that are coming down the line.
Well, Danny, thank you for doing it, and congratulations on your promotions. If we didn't already talk about that, although I think we did do that earlier. And then we have Brian, your good buddy.
Yeah.
Did you put the word out that you were going to be here tonight?
It's funny. Today was like one of those days in transition. So what I did was when I got back, I did make a post in FMA discussion. I did tag some people that
great.
And so that's probably where I'm guessing that's probably where they're seeing it.
Yeah. And then Danny GM Terrell Richardson, hello from Maryland. Good day, Pugai, all and any sort of performing martial art. Okay, whoever you are, I don't have any. This could be Grandmaster Unyo. He chimes in quite a bit. And then you are welcome, sir. Very well deserved. Mm-hmm. I met Danny at the one PTK camp. I just wanted to get out of town. I stopped down for a day, spent the night, and I didn't get to interact. He was doing a parking lot session of boxing at the hotel. Really good. If it wasn't, I was a little down from being the road drive, I would have probably hopped in on that. But, after like a 7-hour drive, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to be punching people. And then Brian says, Coach Daddy. And then, yes, saw your post about it. There you go. And this is brother Terrell Pugai. It's all okay. And then Sam Wolf. And then Jason Arnold. How you doing, brother? Okay, so with our group, we have a couple of different ways of teaching. We have a linear method, rotating curriculum, and then modular training. So linear method is what most people have done up with. So if you do a belted system, you would do yellow belt, you would do orange belt, or whatever, module 1 or course 1, course 2, course 3. Okay. So then there's the circular program, and Paige Rogers says, okay, there we go. Hello, Paige. And get it. So what's the topic and get to it? Okay, I'm working on it.
Oh my gosh,
Paige, back off, Paige. Such a pain in my butt.
I'm trusting you. You know him.
She's a very interesting person. So the linear program is like the ABCs. You do it in order, and Rich says hello. The rotating curriculum is well, let's say we'll use forms or kata as the example. So let's say you're going to do a new form every 3 months, every 3 to 4. Let's say quarterly you do a new form. So there's 4 forms.
Okay.
So you're in the quarter 1, you do the form. Quarter 2, new people sign in. Instead of teaching them form 1, you teach them form 2 with everybody else.
Because then when they just came in, gotcha.
Right. So what happens if each belt or each form was for the belt? Let's say all you had to do is to graduate to the next level is graduate to the next belt or level, whatever you're using. You just have to do the form. So what happens is no matter what form you do, if you learn a form, you get a belt or you get a level. Okay. So the whole thing about rotating curriculum is you don't have to learn them in any particular order. So rotating curriculum works great if you got new people coming in all the time. So I do course 1, everyone gets promoted to level 1. Course 2, if you were in course 1, you get promoted to level 2. If you just started course 2, you get promoted to level 1.
Okay.
And then what happens at the end of the 4th course, you start over again and rotate. So usually the beginner class, you want to keep like 3 belts worth of people. So like in me, people going for their yellow, their orange, their blue. So orange belt or yellow belt material, orange belt material, blue belt material. In my kids program, it doesn't matter how it's structured. Because a lot of it's not depending on the previous belt. If the material is integrated where you have to learn this, then it makes it much harder to do that. So yeah, so it's like in college. What do? You have to do a certain form of you have to earn X amount of credits, but some of the courses do not have to be done in any particular order. My first year in high school, I ended up getting mono a month before final exams. I ended up failing a couple courses because that was all the review, and that was the automatic failure point, for time missed. Still took the exams, passed most of my courses, but there was a couple. So one of the biggest failure courses in high school was health for seniors. I took it in my first year of high school. I did it during summer school and made it a lot easier. So there's certain courses you have to take and others you don't. So we'll catch up here. So there's Beth says hello from Ohio. She was at the camp.
Okay.
And there we go. There's our friend from New York.
I think New Jersey.
New York, New Jersey area. They got groups up there. Okay. And then Darren, how you doing? And then Michael from Cincinnati.
Yeah. I think he's FCS. Went to walk in FCS.
Bullets Walk in FCS, yes, along with a few other things. So there's also what we do is a modular program where we do it by theme. So we'll do all of our disarms in one course. We'll do our knife defense. We'll do all of our Sinwalis, or we'll do all of our open hand Ponantukan. So I have a bunch of Ponantukan modules. Maybe that's the way you do it. So we were going through a lot of those courses during camp, really, and we do it a little differently. We actually have a classroom atmosphere. So what we'll actually do is we have tables set up. Everyone's got a copy of the curriculum. Make sure that whatever is given out there, that people have access to everything that we need. And let me, I'm actually looking for it as we speak, because then I can show what's going on here. Although okay, yeah, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. And I got a couple funnies here. So the first thing I'll do, this is the group with me in there. Not that people want to look at me, but it is what it is. No one wants to look at me. So there's our.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So so there was some people couldn't make the whole weekend. So I had Ryan Monolopoulos, who actually came off the set of one of the movies. He actually did. He was William Dafoe's stunt double during Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Okay.
So he came off another set. He's also been on She-Hulk and a whole bunch. He's Walking Dead, all this other stuff. So he stopped up on Friday. I also had another guy that was there, and then some people came in only for a couple of days there, here and there, because it just depends on their schedule. We have people from Ohio, Maryland, or actually the Maryland, Delaware area, Virginia, Sudbury, Ontario, which is 6 hours north of Buffalo, North Bay, Ontario, which is about 5, Cambridge, Ontario, which is about 2 hours away, Maine, Ohio. Let me see. I think I'm talking about. Yeah. So it was a good time. So everybody here in the room, almost all but 2 of them in the course were black belts in Arnis.
Okay.
So and then there's some photos. We actually there's Ty.
There he is.
There he is, Ty. Yeah. He were on the Ronnie Ricketts poster. So that's Team Ohio. So did you know that Ty had a bunch of brothers?
I do now. Look at that. Such a resemblance.
Quite the resemblance. We really and he won the rod. So I was actually posted this up recently. Ronnie Ricketts gave me a big plug on this. So I had this poster from Mano Mano 3. When they say there's no such thing as Filipino martial art movies, here we go. Mano Mano 3. Right. Arnis, the lost art. I don't know how it's lost. I found it. but somebody must have misplaced it. So this is plaque mounted. So I try to do something nice, raffle off something. Just everyone got a ticket. It was a door prize type thing. So the PG Tie got that. Had a really good time. Started working on things for the future and stuff. And okay, I want to get this brand caught up. Okay, and then comments. All right, and then they actually thought it was funny. And then I got no comment there. And then here we go. Actually getting hooked on Monday Night Show. Okay, that's good, whoever you are, but it unfortunately doesn't come through all the time. And Harold, how you doing? Yep. So we went through I only had a hybrid class on Saturday for all people who couldn't make it. So I had people log in from Germany, or actually copies went out because some of the people couldn't all make it. I had people from different parts of the States, Germany, Canada, that normally do the virtual ones, which we're going to be talking about because we have another hybrid event coming up soon, and we'll be talking about that. Ronnie Ricketts is the founder of Bakbakan Martial Arts. No,
Brother Chris and Ray Galan.
Yeah, yeah. So I used to go to the Babakan tournaments, and those two were always like that until we lost Topher. Yeah. So, but
however, though, obviously, I mean, I'm sure Ronnie was a very important piece of the puzzle, but my understanding, and this is coming directly from Brandon, the nephew, son of Chris Ricketts that it was the father Regalon,
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, because Ronnie was the movie star.
Correct.
Yeah, it was Topher Ricketts and Ray Galan because I was around those guys, and Ronnie was a kid.
Yeah.
So I doubt Wild Buck Bakken was around. So not to say anything bad, and they're not claiming anything. It's just we got to make sure that the facts are right because obviously, they were around forever and a day.
I mean, they had their strong point. I mean, definitely when Jam Ricketts was in the Philippines before he moved to San Diego. I mean, it was flourishing. And then unfortunately, when he left, sadly, it just through time, it kind of nowhere the the presence that they had before he left for America.
Right. Let me see if I can get this here. Yeah, because I think Ronnie's my age. We're close to it. Yeah. So he's but anyways, we shall move forward. So had a really but we had a really good time. Went through a lot of different things, talked about some things that are coming up. Found out I'm going to be going to England next August teaching.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Happy surprise. Let me see. Oh, right here in the Philippines, there's so many clubs and styles depending on where the place you live. Yep, everywhere. Hey, and by the way, Harold, where in the Philippines are you? Do you know Harold? Because I don't know him.
No, I don't.
So I'm just curious because hopefully I'll be going there in January or February, and I'll be in Manila and Luzon. And I'll be touring the Met within like an hour or two of Manila. But I'm also going to be going to Cebu and Negros and maybe Iloilo.
Yeah.
So,
so
if I can hook up with some people over there and meet some of our martial art brothers, sisters, and cousins, that would be great.
Yeah.
So
it's on the bucket list. I have to. You know what it is? It's not that I don't want to go. It's not that I can't go.
Okay, great. Yep.
No, I hear about that 23-hour flight and
stop it. I told you it's not that bad. Listen, just go to the bar, have a couple before you get in.
I'm going to need to be put to sleep. You know what it is? I can't stand still. Honest to God, I can't. Like
I hop in the plane. I'll either watch a movie or I'll just lay my head down and I wake up where they're.
That's not going to cut it for me.
I can sleep there. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be near Boracay, but I will definitely keep that up, Harold, because I'll when I go over there, I'll let everyone know. Actually, I was supposed to. So we were supposed to do a camp over there, and then COVID happened. So we were going to do our own camp. And what would happen is we would bring a bunch of Western instructors over, and then we would have special guests like Riddell and like it'd be like Russia House, but it'd be America House. Actually, I think it would be Putti Manor, otherwise known as the White House. Oh, here we go. What do we got here? We can meet here. I am teaching Sikran Arnis here, modern Balenciaga. Oh, that's cool. I'll try. I am doing Sikran. Hey, I didn't know I could do that. Holy cow! I'm finding out new things with my stuff.
It's funny when you did that. I'm like, oh no, put me back.
Hey, brother, look at that. You see, this is why you should be joining the StreamYard Army.
Oh, I keep
You'd
saying.
think that I was getting a plug for them every time I mention that word, StreamYard. So, StreamYard. But if they listen in, maybe they'll hear me say it and they'll actually get me a sponsorship. Probably not. But it's still, I can hope. So the camp was really good. I had people I haven't seen with in years, and because a couple of the old time guys came back, and it was all good all the way around. So I'm really excited the direction we're going.
Yeah.
We did talk about the inevitable. I want to say the politics, but I do talk about the future of the art, and we cannot we cannot depend on other people to do what needs to be done.
Yeah, which is why, I mean, if you look at from a foundational point of view or point of origin, why I created the channel, why I created a group was not just obviously for me, far from it, but to promote, the continued growth of FMA where, we don't lose it. So,
right. Hey, Harold, sounds great. Listen, everybody, my email address is datutim@gmail.com. Feel free to email me there, or you can Facebook. Sometimes Facebook Messenger gets overloaded. But feel free to email me at datutim@gmail.com. And then you can get a hold of me on Facebook or Instagram. Actually, Instagram works pretty good because I don't get as many messages there, so they don't get lost. The problem with Facebook Messenger, my text messages there, my Instagram's on there, my favorite. So a lot of stuff gets kind of garbled and all this other stuff. And if I don't look at something, next thing you know, I got 40 posts later. I've just disappeared. Okay, so hello, Lisa King. Miss Lisa was here, part of the Three Musketeers from Ohio. So that was cool. Yes, that's my Gmail, correct. Yep, you got it, sir. Message me there and I'll make sure you got that, my friend. Okay, so let's get into it. The camp, we're gonna move it. There's really not much to talk about this. I'm really talking about other projects today, and it's going to be a short show if that's possible. And I'm getting my calendar out here so as I talk about this. So next year, the instructor development camp, we're actually moving it to September, and we don't want to compete with this, but with the summer vacation, because it's becoming harder and harder for people these days, especially after being locked down with COVID.
Yeah.
And then here in Buffalo, we don't go to school until after Labor Day. So a lot of people, the kids are already back. They're still getting those last minute trips. So our instructor development camp next year will be September 15th.
All right. So enough time if they get acclimated.
Yeah. So it'll be 2 weeks after Labor Day, or the second weekend after Labor Day. Also, it'll be summer, which means hotel rates start going down, travel rates start going down. So we're trying to make it easier on everybody. And most of the people that I have come school, time off is time off. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whether the kids are in school or not. I did want to say this. I usually do a post on this. I didn't, but I did. I did a live video just before the Sunday morning session. Sunday was the 21st anniversary of Remy Price's passing. Remy Amador Price is the founder of Arnis. And today's the day after. And what I want to say is, if you knew him, if he touched your life, take a minute or two and just say, I'm not going to do this. Hey, let's have a moment of silence. Everyone does that crap. You know what? Take time to yourself. Think about what he did. We talked about this on the show or at the camp, and I didn't like the fact that Remy's will has been put out publicly in its entirety. But the one thing about it is the one portion, the martial art portion of it, has been out multiple times, and I read that. And hello, May de Leon. Nice for you to chime in and say hello. But at the end of the day, when I read it, I read that as it says, that Remy talked about his life, body, and work, and I can relate to that because I've been doing Modernese since I've been a teenager, and I've made sacrifices. Like my martial art path compromised my quality of life. I would not try to raise a family on what I was making coming up in the martial art world. I don't have kids. I made an act. I didn't sit there and say, I'm not going to have children, but because the path I took and the income levels and all this other stuff and how much traveling I was doing, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to marry a woman that I wouldn't be around, bring up a kid in poverty level poverty level stuff. I'm not going to do that,
Yeah.
So I because of the choice I made, in the back of my mind, I also didn't commit to relationships because it wouldn't have gone anywhere productive. I hate to say it that way, but I would hate to have fallen in love with somebody and then raise a child and make and having them live in squalor,
Yeah, understood. I mean, sure.
You know.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, this better than anybody. If you don't have a kids program and you're just doing adults, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a tough industry to rely on solely for income if you don't have a kids program.
So when I read that, I talk about this, I take this very seriously, and I'd love to see my organization go beyond me. But what more important is that the art goes forward. That's my paramount thing. I'm concerned about I'd like the organization, but we already know when the head of an organization goes, usually the organization goes. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I get some structure and things go forward. But right now, all Filipino martial arts have issues going for that next generation because the gene pool is so much smaller, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
So, my thing is to all the people who are modern Arnis out there who've done it, if you feel on your own, you're looking for a home or looking for people to network with, we're there. If you want to get schools going, I'm more than happy to help out. I mean, it's just a lot of people got fell through the cracks. And I'm not saying join my organization. What I'm saying is work with us as partners and let us all get better, because everybody, and listen, there's people I don't like out there, but if their students are doing the art and promoting the art by name, then it's a win for everybody.
No, you put that aside, 100%.
I mean, look at Pikiti got it right. I mean, look at all the different Pikiti groups, but they're strong because they're all Pikiti.
I know. That was interesting when I did the theme episodes on PTK, like who to align with, who you couldn't put together. I mean, that was like, I think that actually took more time than me actually doing the interviews. I mean, that was a juggling act for sure.
Okay, so I'm going to keep this. So, like I said, next year's instructors camp is going to be instructor development camp will be in September. Let me just run down some quick ones real quick while we're here. The end of September is the Northern Ontario Modern Praesis Arnis camp in Sudbury, Ontario. The Thanksgiving weekend, our Thanksgiving, not the Canadian one. That's actually Columbus Day weekend. The U.S. Thanksgiving weekend, I'm doing a 1-day mini camp. We're actually doing 9 hours in a day. I'm doing that in Cambridge, Ontario, which is in between London and the Falls.
Okay.
And then that'll probably wrap up all the camps before the end of the year. Boom. What do we got here? I think the WMA will survive after, but it's not for a long time still. And then must work because we are one. We call it Screamador or Arnisador. We call it Arnisador or Screamador. Okay. Right. We must work as brother because we are one. Yes, we are one. So that's it for that. Harold. Hello, Kapatid Pugay. Okay. So I want to talk about some projects. Oh, and Harold, I got your email. I want to say hey there. So you see that I got it on your end. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about a couple things we got going on here. So let's see. We have got another FMA invasion coming up. We're going to be in Avon, Connecticut. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be real fun. No.
No, we moved it.
Wait, hold on. November 12th.
Let me just make sure. Yes, November 12th. I do have that.
Yeah. So that'll be in Avon, Connecticut. It'll be Avon Kempo and Aikido Academy. Dominic Violante will be the host of the event. So Ty Botting's going to go. You're going to go. I'm going to go. The
Yeah.
Williams should be there, and I hope Steve will be there as well. We had to change because Ty's wife's birthday was the day we originally taught, and you know what? That's a no-fly zone for all of us. If you're married, no-fly zone. Unless it's soon to be X, then we'll give you an excuse. So
then you got to pass. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Unless a life sentence doesn't mean anything to you anymore. Like, no, I'll be putting on my misery. But so that's coming up. But that's not the big one or the current one. The one I really want to talk about today, which we haven't really, it's been out there, but we haven't been pushing because there's a couple things we need to go and take care of. But maybe you guys heard of these two guys. Actually, let me do this first. Let me cancel this. We got an announcement of some people that you all might know doing a seminar. Dean, you got to tell me if you know either one of these clowns.
Okay.
Boom. Do you know either one of those guys?
The one to the left looks vaguely familiar.
Vaguely familiar? Yeah.
Yeah. He looks kind of angry, though. I don't know.
Does look angry. Look at it. We both have that. What was that? That resting bitch face?
Gosh.
This is a smile for me. Actually, I think you're kind of smiling over there.
Yeah. It's so funny. So I was asked to have a picture taken for, I forget the reason for that one. And I think I had to do like 4 takes. I mean, like it was actually becoming a chore. So they're just like what I guess would be easy for some. It was just like, okay, no, do over.
Okay, so listen. Okay, hey, ¿cómo está acá, capatid? Last term on Facebook wall. Either one. Oh shit! Look, he found us. Ty found us.
Ty.
We're not here, Ty. It's your imagination.
Ty.
Then Neil. Good evening. Quick question: is there more available in Cambridge? I'm actually going to be posting that up, Neil. I'll have a registration page up by the end of the week. If you go to either worldmodernist.com, wmodernist.com, or you go to datuhartman.com. Actually, I'll just put this www.datuhartman.com. So I will have the registration form up shortly. It'll be $125 Canadian. If you charge it, it will go something happened on my end. It doesn't like the post. Whatever. I don't care. Hope everything went well. It didn't like me putting the URL into some of those. So yeah. So some of my stuff. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the sidebar there?
No.
You can't see the messages on the side?
No, I if I go on Facebook, I can, but I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, yeah. So evidently the URL, it didn't like me putting the URL in there.
Oh, okay.
So, on some of it went, like on a couple of these it went on. Okay, so, but yeah, if you go to datuhartman.com, the event announcement's up, but the link's not there. We're going to do 3-hour sessions. Each one's going to be themed. It'll be $1 or 125 Canadian. It'll come through on U.S. funds, so it'll be doing a translation because I'll be doing the billing myself, and we're at the same hotel we used the last time, which I'm really not sure about that right now. So, that we'll have that up we'll have this up this week, and then Paige, can you tell me what I would need to order? I've done those seminar in Indianapolis and Columbus. Can you tell me what I would need to do in order to have you do a seminar here? Yes, the Cambridge Conference Center. We can talk seminar. Just give me a holler. We can talk about seminar numbers, what I charge. So for those who didn't see, I did a video recently in my garage that had the seminar license plate collection, all the states I've done seminars in. So right now I've done 28 states plus the District of Columbia. I've done a total of 17 countries, but I'm still working on all the license plates from that. So it's kind of a little pet project I've been working on. The garage has got a car theme to it for the Mustang.
That's
so
awesome.
And actually we had it set up because it was great for us at the camp. We just relaxed, set up there, had some drinks. It was good. But okay, so we've got another seminar coming up. Well, that's you and I.
Correct.
Now, I want to talk real quick about it, then you're going to talk about the seminar project.
Correct.
So the first thing is this is a hybrid seminar.
Yeah.
So at my location, I will be opening it up to a physical seminar.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing a physical seminar, but Dean's portion, will be watching it on the television because he's doing his there. Now, this primarily is a virtual seminar. So we've got a whole bunch of people actually, I just had people from Brazil reached out today, and they told me that they're planning on registering for the seminar because they want to see the both of us. Yeah. Yeah, fooling their money. You know how it is. But anyways, they're registering for the seminar. So if you're in Buffalo, because it's located, it says the location's in Buffalo because I had to put a physical address, you will be able to attend the class with me physically. And then Dean, I've got the 65-inch TV. He'll be up there. We have a camera. You can watch us and we can go back and forth, ask questions like now. Dean, you're not going to have the ability to have a seminar running at your location, are you?
No, unfortunately.
So you just be teaching remotely with a partner?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a partner for sure. If I had more time, possibly I could have arranged that.
We could do something in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's something definitely would definitely be interesting.
Now,
but
I'm doing this whether I have physical people there or not. I will have somebody as a training partner with me. So this is going to be the 10th. It's going to be from 12:30 to 2:30. And here's the thing, everybody.
Wait, is it 12 to 2 or
12:30 to 2:30? I had to. The seminar announcement has it.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. That still works out. So I just want to.
Yeah, I just had my class didn't end until noon, and I need that half hour to get the people out.
No, that's fine.
Actually, it's an open house I forgot about.
No worries.
So the thing here is that what is the cost of the seminar? Well, the cost of this seminar is $40. $40 for the two of us. And here's the deal, everybody. This is the cool part. If you can't make it live, that's not a problem because we will be doing a digital download of the seminar afterwards. So everyone who attends physically gets a copy. Everyone who orders this online and does it virtually gets a copy. You have a schedule conflict, not a problem. You still get a copy as long as you pay for the thing. You didn't pay for the seminar, you don't get squat.
I tell you, the download aspect is becoming more and more popular just because, like you just mentioned, for folks, perhaps if they have a scheduling conflict or what have you, they're still able to access it. And that,
most of my virtual attendees from this weekend. Okay, so what I did is I did a double stick module. So one of the modular things I do is we did solo baston, single stick one, and then we did double stick one, double baston or doble baston. So that's usually we were able to do it in 2 hours to teach the people who knew it and who had some experience. It's usually if you're doing a seminar, because I talked about how to do it, not pulling long reps. It's probably a 4-hour seminar total, 3 to 4 hours. But we were talking about different things, aspects. We'll say, hey, do you got that? Blah, blah, blah. And then from there, what we do is if you're doing it as a course, it could be like a 6 to 8 week course. Now, so with our modular training, just as thing, what happens is first thing you do is you get your completion certificate. Then the second tier is when you show it to me, you have it memorized, you have your proficiency, you get your proficiency evaluation certificate.
Okay.
Once you produce someone that I haven't taught to pass the proficiency test, that'll certify you to teach that, wait for it, that course, not the system.
No, that particular course. Yeah.
It's just a course based on a handful of topics So this is how I broke into Europe. I had a Kempo school.
Yeah, that's
that
growing.
having
Yeah.
me over.
Yeah.
And show me their knife program. Show the knife program. The knife defense program. Okay. Hey, can you show us a single stick program? Showed a couple modules of that. Then next thing I know, I said, hey, listen, let's lay out all this material. I laid all the material. Then I pulled out the belt curriculum because we use a belting system.
Yeah.
And like, you already have 3/4 of this material. Next thing, so they're like, oh, well, let's work the rest of it. And we become black belts. And they work the rest of it. And then they passed their test, which they had a potential of failing, but they didn't. And now they're black belts in the system. And so the payment we use, so there's an online registration. So if you go to Datu Hartman or World Mountain Racing Alliance, you'll find the link. So I use a CRM called Spark. We already have a checkout page set up. Matter of fact, I will show everybody. And if we're talking, and I'm assuming we're talking about for this seminar, the $40 seminar. If we're talking about how to hold me down, then we can host one of us or what. That's another story.
I think you said hold me down.
Oh, I did. It came out the wrong way. So
okay, so I wasn't hearing things.
Host me down there, is different. So
hold me down.
Well, I mean, some people want to hold me down, usually with a pillow over my face to try to, whatever,
I think somebody wants to hold me down. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, maybe, hopefully that's romantically and not otherwise, so right here, so, okay, I gotta get rid of the brand. So for those who want to log in here, so it says Google Meet. Join us live on Google Meet. On this side here, September 10th, 12:30 to 2:30, physically at Horizon Martial Arts or Google Meet, $40. You fill out all your information here. You get the card, and then you just cash out a credit card, any main credit card. So we do Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. And we do have a satisfaction guarantee, which means if it didn't meet your, because people ask me, what does that mean? If it didn't meet your expectation, I will get you into one of the other seminars free of charge.
Yeah. That's your setup there is amazing. Like I could never, that's pretty incredible. I mean, just the way you have as far as your organization of that, like I am nowhere that organized. That's why
this is one-on-one stuff. And this is why I do the FMA professionals. And we're going to be doing some courses in that in the future. So we're going to do it. We're planning on doing a camp for the Philippines, a weekend conference for FMA guys. And we would do a couple things, talk about the business. We'd also offer an open hand combative course for those who are weapon only. Like, let's say, okay, I love my Balintawak, but there's no open hand combatives in there. Now, Grandmaster Bobby has put a little trap boxing type thing going on.
Yeah.
He put something in there, but it's very limited, and it's not enough to do a system. Like if you wanted to do a Balintawak school with open hand combative or Filipino martial arts school, there's not enough meat in that program.
Right.
It's a great enrichment program, which a lot of people use Filipino martial arts to do. And there's a bunch of systems out there that I've seen that have no open hands, this weapon all the time. So we're actually trying to help people and actually have an FMA-based open hand combatives course that they could integrate into their schools. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to run a professional school and you never deal with punching, kicking, stuff of that nature, people are going to leave you. If it's weapon all the time, no one wants to be there.
Yeah.
You can't run a full. I haven't seen anyone run a full. I mean, think about this. Kendo is bigger. And when do you see a full-time Kendo school?
I have not. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I just haven't.
Or a full-time fencing school. There's a couple of them out there, but I mean, when you look at the quantity of people who fence and what, usually you find a fencing club.
Yeah.
But that's it. Okay, so so this is what we're going. But please, hey Dean, you asked if I wanted to do this with you, and we're already. And listen, I want everyone to understand when I say that, Dean and I have already been working on projects together. So it's not Dean's thought that he needs to come to Tim Hartman. What Dean and I have a relationship here, not that kind of relationship, but we're friends and stuff. We've done a bunch of things here on. We've done a FMA discussion.
Yeah.
We've done FMA Talk. This is Datu's Corner. We're going to do a follow up on FMA Talk to talk about Dean the martial artist. And when we started talking about things, he told me about a project and said, "Hey, Tim, do you want to be part of this project?" I go, "I'd love to," because it's really a lot about what Datu's Corner, FMA Talk, FMA Talk, for those who remember the discussion board, Martial Talk. But Dean, tell me about this project of yours.
Yeah. So I'm always trying to reinvent myself or the channel and the group. So what I was starting to notice, like probably 2 months ago, the views were down, and I just started thinking creatively, like, what can I do in conjunction with the interviews that would kind of raise, well, not only awareness to FMA in the community, but at the same time, getting folks to work together, and by virtue of that, thus bringing up more exposure and interest. So then I got to thinking that, okay, instead of, because my original thought was, I think I shared with you, was taking FMA discussion on the road. Like geographically, I would go to the South. Okay, FMA discussion, grabbing 4 or 5 instructors doing something. Texas, 4 or 5 instructors do something. California, just throwing examples out there. But then I said, wait a minute, maybe there's a pre-step I could do before, taking on what that jump, which is pretty big, obviously, coordination speaking. So I thought, okay, well, what if I came up with just getting guys together that could do virtual online seminars together, 1 hour each. So I thought that is, let me do that first before going on the road. And the interest was great. I mean, overwhelming, to be honest. And so it's been great so far. So we kicked off, I think the first one I did was with Jack Latour, Two on Jack. And then I just
did. How did that go?
It went well. I thought it went well. Everybody, the feedback was great. Everybody that came. And then I did one with Lalo. He's a fantastic guy. He's out of Mexico, Dos de Paris. That went really well. And then
is he? I mean, because I don't know the name, so I'm gonna. Yeah. So at the risk of sounding racial here, is he Mexican or is he a Filipino that moved to Mexico?
No, he's Mexican. Matter of fact, he was under Capcoy before he died.
Oh wow.
I mean, he's legit. Like far
as no, I just because I'm not very good at figuring out people's their ethnicity based on their but it's good to have Mexico. Okay, it's good that somebody from the country is being taught in, a resident, not a I've got nothing against transplants, but if it's only like if Remy came over here and he was the only one that could do the art, it doesn't help us. He's gone. The cool thing is he's no longer here, and his students are continuing to train, and they're not Pinoy. They're all they're multi. It's that cornucopia of nationalities or ethnicities. So it's cool because I've never really heard of many, and it's many top tier or anybody from Mexico, to be honest, in the Filipino martial art. I know Frank Soto from the Kempo world. I'm going to be going down to Mexico next year, so I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting up with some of these people. But I've never heard of any, so it's cool that there's skilled practitioners from Mexico.
Yeah, so how we met was he's a Piper student of mine, and
nice.
Yeah, so what I thought was, and then we got to talking, and I figured, wow, you know what? I mean, this, and just I generally just like him. I just think he's a really good person, from what I know, and so I wanted to include him. So that went really well. So that was the second one.
Nice.
Third one is going to be me and you. Then I have Danny and Brandon.
And that would be Danny Terrell.
That's correct, right?
And so Brandon
Ricketts.
Great.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. So in other words, I knew that I would have to kind of initiate this and do a few. However, though, my goal is no shape, way, or form I want to do all of them. My goal is that I want to kick it off, do a few. Then I want to start a group message where others can, basically start doing it. Like, I don't want this to be about Dean Franco. I want this to be about that. I start this, and now I want others on their own to coordinate with one another and do so. So what I'm going to do, though, to help with that, I'm going to start a group message, make everybody inclusive, that I've done one with, or yet I couldn't do them. I couldn't do one with them. However, though, you guys can, because I don't want to be just about me. I want to be about where the whole community. So that's the goal. But I knew though to get it going, I would have to kind of jumpstart it and do the first few. So that's kind of otherwise it wouldn't go anywhere. Is my feeling. So that's kind of where we're at, status quo.
Nice. 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 I'm trying to get things going here as I'm looking at some I'm looking at some comments and trying to carry some things, and unfortunately, one of which was someone promoting something, a singer promoting something that they're doing versus
Hmm.
us. um, but anyways, no, that's really cool because you could make it
Yeah.
about yourself, but you're not. You said, hey,
No, but if you look at the origin of the channel and what I started creating, it was never about me. It was always like in other words, like if you were to go down my guest list, so we're at tomorrow night we'll be at 324 episodes. But if you were to go down the whole list, chronologically speaking, down the whole list of guests, you would see names on there that are not big names. So right from the get-go, we've always made it about making everybody inclusive that wants to be, unless you're just toxic. If you're just toxic, and we know some of those, obviously you're not going to make it on, and that's your own doing. But with that being said, I mean, right from the get go, it's always been about the community. You know what I mean? It's just that somebody's going to need to start it, initiate it, get it going, so others can follow. So that's hopefully, I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping that others will start to coordinate with one another. And the thing I'm going to do also is I'm going to tell everybody. So look, I'm more than happy to promote this. I'll even attend. So we're going to do everything. Me and a couple of the other moderators in the channel, we're going to do everything we can to perpetuate it and promote it, and even jump in. So it's not like I'm just going to do a few, and then you don't see or hear from me anymore. No, that's going to be actually far from the case.
nice.
Yeah, I think so. And then, if it goes really well, it continues to go well, then I can look at that whole aspect of maybe quote unquote on the road. But before I did the road thing, that's why I wanted to do the FMA invasion with you first, because I wanted to see how that worked out before I took on this bigger endeavor. And,
Well, so far the invasion's working.
I think so. Yeah.
There's we're gonna have to do some stuff. You know, COVID is definitely changing things. Let me see.
Yeah, I know. Will ever be well? Hopefully one day.
It's I don't want to say it's word of mouth page. As far as advertising, we're using social media.
Yeah, FMA discussion.
The show. So here is the shameless plug. I'm doing a show. Obviously, I'm going to talk about some of the projects or all the projects I'm doing. But I'm also giving people. Okay. There's no financial thing between Dean and I. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to tell you, for those who don't know, I'm going to tell you how I became a guest on FMA discussion. I saw the show. I reached out to Dean. I saw Mr. Brinko. I said, "Hey, Dean." I messaged you, and I messaged him, and I said, "Hey, do you have this on a podcast format? Because I'm in my car,
right." And I'm like,
and I don't want it on YouTube because I'll be tempted to look, and you have to have the screen up for it to play, and you didn't do that. And then next thing you know, you go, "Hey, buddy." Well, not buddy. And he goes, "Would you like to be on the show?" And that's how it started.
That's right. And yeah, I mean, your name honestly came up a few times, and I figured, obviously, I began to know. Here's another thing too that's really interesting. Upon inception of me doing this, so I started this in late 2019, right before COVID. So I think it was like late November. Mm-hmm. You have to understand something. I knew of names, but it doesn't mean I knew or talked to these people. And you being an example of that, like I always knew and heard about you, but I never had the opportunity to correspond with you or talk to you. So this show has opened so many doors as far as new people I've met and traveled to see and all that. So it's the benefits to this is just, or continues to be just phenomenal. And one of them being is you're getting people on there and you're getting to know them, and before you know it, you start to work with them. And that's kind of happened with, and that's the best example is probably what happened between me and you.
Yeah. So, and and it was funny because when I talked to Dean about tonight's show, as I'm vetting some messages here on the side, the big thing here is, he was concerned that he goes, hey, we could talk about my background, but I don't want people to think I'm trying to take over. I'm like, no, I mean, we already did the FMA discussion invasion. It's never going to be the same again.
Well, you know what it is? My concern is you're having me, obviously tonight was kind of a last minute thing, which worked out great. My Monday nights are generally pretty open. But then again, you're having me back on September 12th to talk about like my actual martial art training and all that. So my concern was like, I didn't want people to think that, I'm being favored or, so sometimes I tend to overthink things or concern for the greater community.
Yeah. Okay. I was just reading one of the messages on the side. I'm not sure how to take this or not. Just sometimes I read some comments. I'm like, I don't know how. Okay, whatever. So, have you talked? Okay, so we've got. So I'm the next one. You got
Coach Danny.
Coach Danny and
no, actually. No, before Coach Danny, between you and Coach Danny, Brandon Ricketts, who I can't, that's going to be great because, Brandon's one of my teachers.
Okay. And then did you have anybody else on the list?
Yeah. So, okay. Okay. So I have, so after Brandon, I have Coach Danny. Then I wouldn't mind. I want to get a prominent female because I want them to be involved too. It's like I don't want this to be, again, going back to FMA discussion group goals. Our goals were also to incorporate females heavily. If you look at our interviews, we interview a lot of females, more than anybody else for that matter. That's like period. We interview females more than anybody.
Well, that's great.
So, yeah, and so with that being said, I want them also to be inclusive. So I definitely want to get a female in the mix to stay consistent with the theme of the show and the group. So I'm hoping that Roger, it'd be nice to do one with Roger. Then after that, I really want people to really I think I'm going to be done by then. I want people to start kind of doing on their own because I really want to stay behind what I'm doing. So I don't want people thinking that, I'm doing it for the wrong reasons because my true reasons and my true intentions are for the community and to get people to working together,
So, if you get a chance, she's attached to the military and she's off the grid at the moment. But if you haven't talked to yet, have you ever talked to Tuhan Arlene?
Oh my God, Arlene was on a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, she was over at Ty's event. Oh my God, she's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, she was she wasn't the first female, but she was definitely, I want to say definitely under the first 10, perhaps even maybe the first 5, but she was on a while ago. She presented really well. No,
she's great. I mean, like I said, I've seen her in person. I thought it was her husband. I think they're married. She's spot on.
Where is she now? Like I've lost track of her. She's off Facebook. Is it military?
She's working.
I got you. That's what
I so she had to deactivate her Facebook account.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We were supposed to do the next. Well, I mean, COVID messed things up. I was supposed to do the next generation of PTK people, and she was going to be one of the people representing the guy hailing. Well, actually, she was going to be the female. I don't have her. Okay, her being female is a bonus. She's just a great instructor. When I put a person on the bill, I look for whoever I think is the best. And I don't care gender. I don't care orientation. I don't care. If they're good, that's all that matters. Right. If they're good, if they're decent people, because obviously I got to keep toxicity away and stuff like that. I mean, I've seen some people who are phenomenal martial artists, but they have problems with substance abuse or fill in the blanks. Okay, here we go. Just got here. All I heard is female bonus.
Oh boy.
The moldy old pizza slice. So I've had some people make some comments about. I've had some people ask. Well, I did a Modern Arnis event, and I did the leaders. It was the 10-year anniversary of Modern Arnis, and I was taking the leaders of the art. And at that time, there were no female leaders of the art. Okay. I had someone make some comments to me. Well, you know, why didn't you have women involved? Why didn't you have people of color involved? Well, I had multiple ethnicities, but I didn't have any African Americans because there were no people at the time running organizations that were supporting Remy.
Right.
That, you know, Remy students that were with him in a positive way at the time. I did have a couple Filipinos, and I had a female Filipino who was supposed to be part of it, but she had to back out because family commitments. So, and when people make these comments, I'm like, listen, especially when I'm teaching, I try to bring up women and children all the time because I want to empower people. But when it comes to putting someone on a bill, I pull what I can, and I had other women on at the event, you know, but they were teaching other things because they were friends of Remy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing with Arlene, she is a top tier instructor who happens to be female, so that it's a double win.
You know why?
One of my girls is playing soccer, a little shy. She's 11-year-old phenom. And the coach is like, how long has she been playing soccer? She doesn't. Well, what the hell she do? Martial arts. Oh, that explains a lot. So she was playing a group, and there was a Middle Eastern ethnicity team. And the girl's the best person on the team. But it also got in the heads of the players because they're like, the boys don't like losing the girls. So, but that's not why they played her. They played her because she was the best person on the team. So it's cool when you got that double whammy effect that it's like, hey, this got something in that column, but that's not why I put the person there. I put the person there because they're a top tier instructor. Arlene is that person.
Do you know why? Do you know why? How that happened? Guy Hay was living with her for a extended amount of time, so she was getting first hand. So it makes sense, you know.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I got to read this because I can't see it. You brought in all the masters of art. Well, I didn't bring in all the Arnis. What I recall, any org to teach at your event. Never see it in Taekwondo or karate. Even the same org. Actually, Kempo Karate did it. So Ed Parker Jr. had this homecoming event with a whole bunch of people going back to the Pasadena school before it closed down, and they all came and celebrated Parker Kempo. And he was the one that inspired me for the reunion camp.
Okay.
He called it the homecoming camp. I call ours the reunion. He was supposed to be a guest instructor until there was a last minute thing. I say, I dated a girl. Oh, here we go.
I dated a girl. She had one leg. I mean to break up with her, and she was a bit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is the kind of stuff I deal with on a regular basis.
Oh my god.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See what I deal with. So. Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm pretty good. Did you have anything you wanted to share before?
No. I mean,
do you have a special show coming up anytime soon?
So I got a couple guests. So we got a little behind. Tom was away, so I was picking up the slack. In that. So I'm coming out with September's list. Actually, it might even be tonight.
Okay, great.
I have to come out with tonight. Man, am I talking? It's already the 29th. Actually, I always like to have it out like a few days before. Just been overloaded lately, and so. Okay. But so I'm going to come out with September's list, and so we got a few names again. Finally, I'm getting a Kun Tao guy on there.
Oh, what Kun Tao with an O or W?
That I'm not sure. Chris Sturbaum lives in Florida.
Who do you train with?
That I'm not sure of yet.
So I'm a W.
Yeah, you're Carlito Lanata. So
I'm Tim Hartman, but I train with Carlito.
I know.
And Unio, his son, is the current grandmaster. He's on the show a lot. Actually, he shared tonight's show.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely I have
thanks, Jason, for saying hello. And
yeah. So who else? So that's one.
That's cool.
I gotta finish up the PTK theme. I'll get somebody on there.
Yeah, good luck with that.
A couple other folks. You know what's gonna be interesting tomorrow night? It's gonna be, because I perhaps you already know this, but what I've done is I've kind of shifted. No, as we're doing interviews. Okay, we get your background, we get your your past, what you've been doing, how you got started, so forth and so on, your systems and all that. What we're doing now is we're getting folks that have already been on, but now when they're coming back, they're just doing demos. So just to make it like a change, a little more appealing, kind of again, always trying to reinvent myself and the channel. So tomorrow night, with that being said, Guru Ramon in the Philippines is Arnold Narzo's right-hand man. He is coming out tomorrow night just doing demos.
Oh, I know Arnold Narzo real well.
Yeah, so he's just going to do demos. So I think that'll be kind of neat. So that's kind of the direction. I mean, I'm still going to get folks on and find out their background and when they got started. I'm still going to do that. But what you're going to start seeing now, though, is more or just as many interviews where it's just demos.
Well, I know you told me, we talked about this, that I'd probably look at doing something in the future, because
please.
All of our interviews have just been verbal, which I think it's nice to have the verbal and then the physical on another time, because you get off on tangents and stuff like that.
No, you're absolutely
right. Now that you do the verbal one first, you have a reference point when hey, by the way, blah blah blah.
That's exactly it. I can reference like, okay, he was on episode 201. Okay, if you want to check out his his background and all that, reference that episode. This one here is going to be pure demo. So yeah, that's kind of definitely was a thought aspect to that. So that's been going pretty well, because here's the nice thing about them too. They're not as long because it's just demos. So I can keep them an hour and it's done. So so I'm happy about that.
Cool. All right. Well, listen, I'm not going to keep anyone else. This was it's a little longer than I expected, but it still is good. Once again, so Dean and I will be teaching on the 10th. If you're interested in the seminar, don't worry if you can make it or not. Oh, here we go. And there we go. Our boy. Hey, where's Grandmaster Poggy? He wasn't there when I showed up to your show.
My GM Poggy, my teacher.
No, because Apollo's here saying hello, or a good idea. By the way,
Apollo's the nephew of GM Poggy.
So when I showed up, I was talking to Dean the other day, and he's like, "Hey, did GM Poggy show up?" I'm like, I'm wondering if he was scared of me, because I did make comments that I'd go for the throne there and see about that spatula.
GM Poggy fears no one. So.
Fears no one. Okay, well.
So Paulo is Paulo's great. So
Paulo.
there's another guy who's long overdue for his meeting and all that. Oh, so do folks know what we're teaching on the 10th?
Not at all.
Or
no. Actually, I was going to talk about what you want to do. Callilustrissimo, was that it?
Yeah. So I'm going to definitely do.
He was in the bathroom, according to Paulo, but I was there for like 2-3 hours. He must have
He
must have been constipated.
So I'm gonna do sword. Yeah. Well, I'll probably, maybe I'll do long and short.
Okay. Yeah, we're each gonna do an hour session. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just it's gonna be something based on Praces Arnis. So I gotta see who my partner is gonna be. So you got a blade in your hand. Okay, there you go. All right.
The Zanzibar.
2 flushes and 1 bulk for bulk, 2nd flush for remainder. See what I put up with? Because GM Poggy was in the bathroom for so long, And then that's a lot of tea online. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
all right.
A little too much.
Okay, so
yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I thank you. Always an honor to have, for you to have me on. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for coming on board. I mean, it's great when both, the cool thing is that the shows are friends with each other. Yeah. There's no nonsense. I mean, there's so many things out there. It's good that we can get along. Yeah.
For sure.
It's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
One of these days, we'll call you Datu.
One of those days.
One of these days. Whatever. It's fine.
So.
All right. Oh, hey, here's the guy from Brazil. Talas. Hello, Dr. Tim. I'm late for the live. Good to see you, Dean. So Talas messaged me today. He's going to be attending our seminar. Although he might not be attending. He's ordering it because I think there's a wedding that day, he told me.
Okay.
And then on the phone. Oh, call me Datu on the phone. Okay. All right. Look forward to hearing from you, Dean, without his experience in martial arts.
So that's I'm getting I got to keep track of this stuff.
Okay, so right now, Dean is going to be on the 12th of September on my show.
So we're on the 10th.
We do the seminar on the 10th. That's a Saturday. 2 days later, you're going to be on FMA Talk. And then the following week, I've got Renee Tungsten on the show.
I just had him on. He's wonderful. Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right.
Let me see. This is what old Moldy gives me with. He goes, "Hey, I have Brazil bikini wax. Use duct tape." Okay, this is what I deal with. This is what I deal with.
Who is this individual?
I've got a few ideas, but we're still trying to.
Oh, you don't even know? Okay, all right.
No clue. All right, listen, everybody. As always, this is a pleasure for me to do it. This is Datu's Corner Live. It is not FMA Talk. And I have a special guest, my friend Dean Frank. Go over at FMA Discussion. Check it out. It's a great show.
Yes.
Wait, what number are you up to?
Tomorrow night will be episode 324.
Approaching that 350 marker. Good deal. All right, everybody. As always, please. And Dean, I'm not going to do a post thing. I'll just talk to you later in the week. So everybody, please stay safe. Stay sane. This is Datu Tim with his guest. That's what you say, Dean Branco.
Dim.
Saying, see you all soon.
All right. Take care. Thank you again.
All right.